So how do you explain this the other mistake from Alisson? Obviously, we saw the two against Man City last week. How do you explain that? Do you think he just didn't have that trust in back?
Well, I think it's a little bit of panic. It's a little bit of, look, as I've said, I think in the past, when you have a settled defense in front of you, not only do you not make those mistakes, but you don't make those decisions, because I think some of the players in front of you would be able to drop off or recover in that run that Vardy made, right? And probably you don't need to come out. I mean, we saw the best and the worst from Alisson in 1 minute, did we not? That one decision, and after that saves on Vardy. He's still a very good goalkeeper. It just, there's nothing there. Look, I'll give you as an example, and it's an isolated one, but when Manchester City had the wobble early in the season, they lost 5-2 against Leicester here. Guess who was in the center of defense there? Eric Garcia and Nathan Ake. Certainly not Ruben Diaz, certainly not Laporte, certainly not John Stones. I mean, you have to have that foundation. I mean, here's Liverpool, it's like, my $1 million house that has crack in my foundation. That's what's happening here. And I think we need to understand that. Now, you can have a go at Liverpool all you want. They're not the mentality monsters they were before, right? I know it's a phrase that people don't like these days, but Manchester City are mentality monsters. They're on an incredible run right now because they finally found what they were lacking, right? I mean, how long have we been talking about Manchester City not being balanced defensively? Like Liverpool, they had plenty in terms of going forward. So look, this is a game that showed me everything, exactly what I thought of Liverpool. I had hope when they were leading 1-0, but still in the back of my mind, I said, well, Leicester City is a capable team to ask questions still. And boy, oh boy, did they ask. And they showed everybody what Liverpool are missing. And you know what they're missing?
Yeah,
they're missing great players
more than
here.
capable though. Of course, but Leicester obviously put in a good performance, particularly in the last 15 minutes here. What a bizarre 7 minutes it was. Let's start with the equaliser where there was a penalty check. That wasn't given. It turns into a free kick. James Maddison scores from that. Then they say it's offside. It's not. It's confirmed as a goal. That in itself, what did you make of that whole moment?
It just tells me that VAR are not decisions. I mean, I couldn't tell, to be quite frank, if this was a penalty or not in terms of, I think there was a contact, but I couldn't tell if this was on the line or off the line or where it was. My gut feeling was that it was a right decision. I think that first contact, maybe high, was a little bit outside. And then after that, yeah, my goodness, Bobby Firmino, after an assist like that, I mean, we saw that glimpse of this incredible intelligence of a player that's still frustrating because I don't think he's had a best season for sure, but I think we all understand how good he is. And then, he leaves his foot there, and I guess I got to trust these lines. Not sure, it seemed that he's left it there. So yeah, within a minute or two, it didn't seem like the game was decided by players. It seemed it was decided by technology because to a human eye, it was so difficult to say on either decision. I wouldn't have been able to make that call for sure.
That's on whether it was a penalty or a free kick, and then whether it was actually offside, the goal that came from it.
Yes. Neither decision. I mean, a lot of times I think I'm capable of making that call without VAR. On these two, yeah, I mean, we have to rely on that, and I'm still not sure if everybody got it 100% spot on.
And then obviously we've mentioned what happened with Alisson. We know what Jamie Vardy's capable of. Harvey Barnes then getting the third goal for Leicester. But as you said, on a positive note for Liverpool, and they could take some at the moment, that link up and that Firmino assist was just wonderful to see. You would have not expected the game to end the way it did after we were watching that.
Yeah, but I mean, you as good as that was, you quickly forget it because Liverpool are fighting for their lives right now. They really are fighting for their lives in terms of the Champions League next season. Let's not forget that Everton is coming up. The Merseyside derby is going to be spectacular. I think going into it with a win would have been much different. And not to mention, of course, RB Leipzig coming this weekend. So again, another loss. Look, I mean, games like these are frustrating. I think I've given enough of excuses and I know they're legitimate. I, as a player, know that they're legitimate. Whatever people may think, everybody is entitled to their opinion. But if you look at what's happening right now, it's a very, very difficult time. But I think, all of that was lost in the matches against Brighton and Burnley. You can't be losing them. You can't be drawing against West Brom and Newcastle. You look at four of those games, that's automatic 12 points. And, you can tell me all you want about Premier League being difficult, this, that, or the other. Liverpool Football Club, the way they were coming into these games, that's got to be 12 points. You look at it, you put it on the sheet and you say, okay, thank you very much. You can lose to Manchester City or some of the big six clubs. There's no shame in that, right? There's a reason why these teams are great and those games are always going to be tight. But Liverpool's season has gone, I think, in those four matches that were played, in close proximity right there, because you've got to win it. And that's where, to me, some of those excuses go out the window, because in that particular time, Kay, they did have at least a couple of these players still in the lineup, and with the front three, they should have dealt with that a little bit easier, and perhaps they wouldn't have been in the situation they're in right now, as I've said, fighting for their lives.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.